and sports radio station here in Port Harcourt. 19 minutes gone past 12. I am Gabriella. As always, we got to start a conversation today with an interesting thought, I think. And it has to do with every young business owner in Nigeria. In recent time, businesses across the nation have been badly hit by some of the challenges the country has been facing, insecurity, and of course the common problems that we have been tackling: power supply, transportation, the cost and ease of doing business, and just recently social media platforms such as Twitter. So there's been a lot of challenges for business owners. I would like to hear from you if you're a business owner, to whatever capacity you run your business. What do you need the government to do for you as a business owner to make doing business easier for you, away from just the ban on Twitter, the social media platform? Generally, in Nigeria, what would you need? Do you need new policies that protect you as an entrepreneur? Do you need, inclusion when it comes to government or governance, as it were? What are those things that you need the government to do as a young business owner to make doing business easier for you? We'll start the conversation with that on the show today at 1 o'clock, right after the news update. I'll be asking a question. Do you think it's right or wrong to look for a spouse on a dating site? Now, I know a lot of people who have come out to say they found their lifelong partner on a dating site or on one online dating platform. I'd like to know what you think. Do you think it's wrong, or do you think it's okay to look for a spouse, actively looking for a partner on a dating site? At 2 p.m. it's a Thursday, so we got to wrap the conversation up on the show with Mind, Body and Soul. On Monday, the 14th of June, is World Blood Donor Day. I'll be having guests join me. We'll talk about all there is to know about blood donation and the day it marks this year. That's the package for you on the show today. Don't go away.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. 92.3 Nigeria Info welcomes all comments that are constructive and contribute to discussions in a meaningful manner. However, we will not condone the following: on air or online: racism, including offensive comments based on ethnicity and nationality; sexism; religious intolerance; hate speech; derogatory language; and comments inciting violence. We ask that your comments remain relevant to topics raised and that you avoid general banter or conversation as it dilutes the discussion. We strive to make the station a safe and welcoming platform for all. Nigeria Info reserves the right to and calls or remove any comments that do not follow the above guidelines. Ban users who repeatedly infringe on the rules. Should you find any contributions on air or comments online upsetting or offensive, you can also flag them and we will assess it against our guidelines. Please send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. Nigeria Info is constantly reviewing its policies in order to create an environment conducive to constructive conversation. Thanks for your cooperation.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to the show. It's the sunny side. The conversation starts here. Let's face it, times have changed in every area of our lives, from the way we access education, the way we access healthcare, the way we grow our foods, the way we access power supply, the way we even do business, and even the way we live our lives. Everything has changed. And some would say for the better, some would argue for the worse. But one thing that we can agree on is change has occurred. Take a look at the labor market, for instance. In as much as there are many people still in search of good paying jobs, right now there are so many Nigerian youth who have decided to take the bull by the horn and create businesses or start one enterprise or the other for themselves, just to fend for themselves and create a decent living for themselves and their families. And today, so many of these business owners have become employers of labor. But sadly, the current challenges in the country has thrown so many of these entrepreneurs into turmoil. And so we'll get to start a conversation today with how young Nigerian business owners can better position themselves in these challenging times. How do you withstand and survive the tide of all of the problems we are currently facing in our economy, in terms of security, and all there is? As a business owner, how are you faring? Today is the 10th of June. How are you faring today? How is your business faring? What are some things or perhaps strategies that you have put in place to ensure that you stay afloat? I know of so many businesses, people have come up to complain about how their businesses have shut down or they've experienced some decline or some loss, and perhaps have had to cut down on their staff because of all of these challenges that obviously started with the pandemic last year, COVID-19, and has spiraled into all that we're experiencing right now today in Nigeria. So this is where you get to join the conversation. I would like to hear from you and feel your pulse as a young business owner in Nigeria. How are you faring? What plans do you have for the nearest future should all of these challenges continue or perhaps get worse? We do not pray that they do get worse, but just perhaps that happens. What plans have you put in place or are planning to put in place to ensure that your business stays afloat? I'll be joined by a guest shortly. He is a youth development expert. I'll be introducing him to you shortly at 12:30. He'll be joining us and we'll look critically into how the young enterprise is actually faring in Nigeria and what we can begin to do. You're here in Port Harcourt. How is business for you here? How would you compare doing business here to doing business in Lagos or in Abuja, for instance, or in some other part of the country? Would you perhaps say that, doing business in River State is easier or more difficult? What differences would you like to see take place? What changes would you like to see occur in the business atmosphere in River State, here in Port Harcourt? So this is a show for you. You can join the conversation by calling in live. The numbers to call are 0817 923 0002. You can also call 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007, and the female line 0817 923 0009. The WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. Remember, we're streaming on Facebook, so you can watch us as you comment at on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Good afternoon.
Hello, Gabby. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my own is that harassment by task force officers in River State is much. Task force, intimidation, harassment. I don't know. They even have spare key. When they impound your car, they drive your car to a particular location and deflate all the tires. Every time you see one group will come, after you have paid, another group will come. Just like that, just like that. So that can make a business to close down. That has been my challenge, actually. That's why I'm calling. So
what would you like happen in that regard? What would you like the government
I would like the government to create an enabling environment, a friendly environment to make investment to thrive, at least to reduce the number of these task force officers on the road and all that, to stop harassing people moving from one company and premises to the other. Look at Transamadi. Transamadi is like a ghost town. So thank you, Kimbroma.
Thank you very much, Kimbroma, for calling. I've got Alanta on the line calling from Anthony. Good afternoon. Alanta, are you there? All right, I lost Alanta. Well, I'm being joined by my guest right now. He is Mr. Remy Chukwunyere. He is a youth development expert with over 20 years practical experience working in both the government and non-profit sectors in different capacities. In 1999, he founded the African Youth Development Foundation, and between 2014 and 2019, he served the Imo State government as the Director General of the Imo State Directorate for Employment and Job Center, where he built and ignited a vibrant enterprise ecosystem and also supported over 1,000 young entrepreneurs in turning their ideas into small businesses. He's also a public speaker and has led workshops on leadership, enterprise development, among so many others. Mr. Remy Chukwunyere, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Now, let's begin the conversation with how you will describe the ease of doing business here in Nigeria. In your opinion, how would you describe that?
Okay. First of all, I want to appreciate the opportunity you have given to me to speak to young entrepreneurs across the country. It's an awesome opportunity for me, because I am deeply rooted in this task. That is my calling and my passion. Coming to the issue of ease of doing business, it's a good thing that the government has opened up the system, to make it easier for people to do business. Starting with, let me tell you about the business registration with CSC. It is easier than what it used to be. From the comfort of your home and your office, even from your phone, you can apply to register your business, either as an enterprise or as a limited liability company, and all of that, even for those that are running social enterprises or incorporated trustees. So that is one. Again, in terms of NAFDAC, SON, and others that have to do with regulating maybe food and drugs and all of that, they've also made their processes cheaper and also easier for people to handle. Why I'm saying this is because we have engaged them, to speak to young entrepreneurs who have benefited from our various job creation programs. And, the way they demystified NAFDAC, because if you are a producer of food or drug and you hear NAFDAC, what comes into your mind is they are coming to confiscate my product and shut down my business. But this time they have demystified NAFDAC, to the extent that you can just walk into their office and start the process of registering your business, which can happen within weeks. Within weeks, So all of those have happened because, by the grace of God, the government at this time understands what it means for people for them to support and promote businesses, especially those run by, young people and women, because SMEs have been found to contribute, to the GDP of the country, and that is a sector that grows the economy of every nation, and that is, by the grace of God, happening in the country. There is so much opening in the system, ease of doing business, and again, I don't know if I can start talking about access to finance opportunities that the government has also opened up to support SMEs and those other businesses run by young people and women.
We might come to that much later, but from what you've said so far, the government has actually done pretty well in this regard to ensuring that you have a conducive business atmosphere in Nigeria. But there are many business owners, especially young business owners, who might slightly disagree because, again, when you have conversations with these young people, they always, raise the issues of certain challenges that have been recurring for a long time now. You're talking power supply, you're talking security, especially security in this time. That has been one of the biggest problems in Nigeria. You're talking transportation costs, you're talking safety of your goods, you're talking custom issues. So these are still common and lingering challenges that, business owners have been facing here. What would you say the government has done in that regard?
Yeah, I understand that. What we call those ones are enabling environments. They are not really considered as ease of doing business. You can call that, government providing or not being able to provide enabling environments to support small businesses. Now, we understand that it's a serious matter, especially that of power. power is really crumbling a lot of businesses, those that are manufacturing, and we understand that. Then issue of transportation, all of those are there, but even though I'm not speaking for the government at any level, but I am sure that they are trying their best to tackle those headlong. The issue of, like I listened to Mr. President this morning talking on TV, he spoke about, the railway, the road, from Lagos to Ibadan and all of that, and the rail from the north to River State of Bayelsa, trying to connect, all these big cities to ease the movement of goods and services, across the country. Just like I said, those are called enabling environment, and some of those responsibilities are in the hands of the government at the state level and local government level. So I am not speaking for them, just like I said, but I'm sure that any government that knows its audience, any governor or chief executive that understands what the movement is all about should be able to do something to ease the movement of goods and services within his sphere of influence or constituency, as it were. So I think that's what I have to say on that.
Okay. Let's come down then the conversation to entrepreneurship in Nigeria. What would you say the government can do to foster entrepreneurship?
What government can do to do what? To
foster entrepreneurship.
Okay, yes, good. Just like I said, I'm happy that we started the discussion with the ease of doing business. That is number one thing that the government was expected to do, and by the grace of God, they have done it. So just like I said before, you cannot operate a bank account if you don't have a CAC certificate of registration at whatever level, whether it's as an enterprise or as a limited liability company. So that is number one. Without that document, you can't operate a bank account, in the name of your business. So that is one. They have made it very easy and also highly affordable. As I speak with you too, I don't know if that is over now. I know there was a window that was open for small businesses to register at no cost, to register their enterprises at no cost to them. That was done to also, just like I said, to onboard them into the economy, because if you're not registered at whichever level that you are operating or you want to operate in, you cannot be considered as a formal or registered business. So that has happened. And like I said, the issue of access to finance is another critical challenge for young entrepreneurs or small businesses. By the grace of God, there are so many credit intervention programs that the government is running through the Central Bank of Nigeria and their subsidiaries, including Naisal Microfinance Bank. An issue that always comes up in this discussion or conversation is that most young people and women are not aware of some of these access to finance opportunities. And that is why my organization, the Women Center for Leadership Development in Africa, every year when we organize what we call the Enterprise Challenge, we try to bring all these critical stakeholders, especially those from government agencies that have the mandate, to develop the economy and to facilitate industrial revolution across the country.
Okay.
Like CBN.
Right. So, because we don't have so much time, let's talk about some challenges that are facing the youth enterprise generally across the country. What are some of these challenges, and how can they be tackled?
Okay, good. One of the issues or challenges that young people face is that most of the young people who want to start their own businesses do not really understand the ecosystem. They don't understand the businesses that they want to run. Some of them just go into the sector that they find is high income generating, or that their friends are into, so they want to also follow along, without having a passion for such a business. But the truth is that passion is one of the factors that drives successful businesses. And if you are not passionate about what you are doing, it is possible that you will not go far. Because when you are not making profit, from the start, it's possible you lose interest. But if you're passionate about what you are doing, the passion that you have for it will keep you moving, because ordinarily you get satisfied doing what you are doing. Just like a tech entrepreneur, someone that is passionate about technology, or any of the internet or social media related services. So because you are passionate about what you are doing, you keep going, whether you're earning money or not, until the day when your breakthrough will come. So you'll be able to sustain the business through your passion that you have for it. Now, another issue I want to talk about is some people are just there to make money. They are not really solving a problem. And that's why we look at, are they entrepreneurs, or they are just coming into business to make money? Are they just business owners or businessmen or women? If you are an entrepreneur, one basic thing and quality that stands an entrepreneur out is you're coming to solve a problem. And if you keep solving people's problems, they keep giving you money, they keep paying money for the problem that you are solving. And, so that is an issue that young people need to understand. What problem are you trying to solve? This problem, this business you want to introduce or launch out, is it coming to solve a problem? Does it have any income generating potential so that you'll be able to sustain it? So these are some of the issues. Then again, financial literacy. What do you have any bank accounts? Are you keeping records? How are you going to keep a history of your cash flows? So that if you want to take loan from the bank, for example, they'll be able to assess the performance of your business and begin to see how they can support you. Again, in the issue of a market strategy is important. If you build a business, you need to look for the market or customers. You cannot just build a business or a product and buy them yourself. You need to look for markets, and then design a marketing strategy that will help you take your product out there. So it's important for any entrepreneur, whether young or old, or woman or man, should be able to also build a solid brand and marketing strategy to be able to, take their products out of their warehouses and, in the homes of those that need them. Then another thing I want to talk about is, being able to learn how to pitch. Pitching is, selling your idea or business or product before an investor or a customer. If there are so many competitors out there, so you should be able to learn how to pitch your ideas within minutes. You should be able to convince a prospective buyer or investor what your product or what your business is all about. And all of those are very common and available around the world, even here in the country. So young people need to begin to embrace the opportunities that are available. There are so many equity investment opportunities. There are so many venture capital opportunities that are there, even loan programs, that are interesting and attractive. So young people should be able to learn how to do business planning, learn how to prepare their elevator pitches, and so that they can compete for accelerator programs and all of that, including the ones we do at Sugumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. So these are some of the skills and important, preparations that young people need to know and also acquire if they really want to succeed as entrepreneurs or business owners in this country.
I'm really glad that you mentioned these, because again, when it comes to business, you need to know what to do, how to do it, and what things or skill, as it were, like you mentioned, that you need to acquire to stay afloat in the business world. But let's talk about the government yet again. What policies do you think that the government should put in place to protect young entrepreneurs, as it were, in the country?
Yeah, in terms of protection, I have argued with some of the major stakeholders for example, in CBN. I keep asking them, you are the big bank, you are the apex bank, so why don't you impress it on the commercial banks, to do some of the programs that demand that they accept or they implement those loan programs within the single-digit policy. They smile because for them, they said those commercial banks are there to make money. Those commercial banks are there to do business. It's unfortunate because the government, through the central bank, has some programs, funding programs that must pass through the commercial banks. But they are not happening because those commercial banks think that it is not business for them. So that is why those funds are still lying there central bank, they are not being used by the commercial bank because they think it's not profitable for them. So it is an issue. And then the issue of collateral is another issue. And I'm sure that the government is doing what it can to kind of provide alternatives for collateral for some of these loan programs. There are some, like, I don't know what the Youth Empowerment Funding Program run by Bank of Industry. What they do is your certificate, I think that's for coppers or fresh graduates, your certificate stands as collateral for you. That is being done because they understand that as a young business owner, it's possible you don't have any landed property or building or movable items that you can use as collateral. So those are happening. The government is sensitive about all these political issues, and they are coming up with strategies of resolving them so that the economy can grow. And so that they can also support the young people. Since they are preaching self-employment instead of running about looking for jobs that do not exist anymore, especially in the public sector.
All right, so the phone lines are open. Now you can join the conversation. And I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter. If you are a business owner in Nigeria, practicing here, growing your brand here, either in River State, here in Port Harcourt, or across the country, whatever part of the country you're listening from, I'd like to hear from you. What do you need the government to do as a young business owner to make doing business easier for you? The numbers to call is 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007 or 0817-923-0009. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook, so you can go watch as you comment on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. We have some comments on Facebook already, so let's take them as we go. Well, this here says, Odinaka Debbie says, Gabby, please allow your guest to talk about the financial aid of the federal government. A lot of Nigerians are ignorant about this, and a lot of unscrupulous individuals are making money off of it. So please let him demystify it. Mr. Remy?
Yeah.
Over to you. Yeah, so this person, Debbie, I think, is asking about the federal government financial aid, what that really is about, and how businesses can leverage that opportunity.
Yeah, okay, good, fantastic. Like I said, the government is running a number of intervention programs, through the CBN, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, even the Development Bank of Nigeria. Like I said, in CBN, there's what we call AGMI, Agri Small and Medium Enterprise something scheme, investment scheme, AGMI. Now, with AGMI is a collateral-free program that can earn you up to 10 million naira, as loan. And it supports a whole lot of industries. It could be IT, it could be even fashion, agriculture, and so many others. AGMI is the name, and it's being run by NISAL, NIRSAL. So it's going on. It's been there for the past, I think, 2 years now. It's been there since 2 years now, and they have been funding small businesses around the country. NISAL is the name. So it's a microfinance bank, and I'm sure I know they have branches in every state of this country. The 36 states was the FCT. They have branches where you can walk in and find out what they are doing and then get involved. Then they also do that through what is called EDI, Enterprise Development Institute, because they want to be sure you can run your business. So they get you trained. You first of all get trained and qualified, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, so that by the time they release funds to you, you'll be able to manage the money and be able to pay back.
All right, let's speak to Clement from NTA Road. Certainly, lots of Clement's call there. Chris from Oginigba, good morning. Good afternoon,
Hello,
beg your pardon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chris. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to tell you that all these things they are saying is just a lip service. The truth of the matter is that the government are not sincere, because if really they are sincere, they would have made some, sensitization where all of us will know. Imagine
Even you that is in the media, are you aware of all of this? How much more market women? So they are not sincere. Even if there's such program, they will do it with their promise, man, no man, and at the end of the day, it will just end there. If they are really have the minds of the people at heart, the youth that they are talking blah, 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 they would have made a sensitization down to the grassroots.
All right, Chris. So we'll address sensitization shortly, Mr. Remy, but let's talk to Clement. He's back on the line from NTA Road. Good afternoon, Clement.
Hi, good afternoon to your guest. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a digital marketer and a social media manager. I'm in Port Harcourt. Just like you asked, what would I like government to do to help not just me, businesses in Port Harcourt? Because as a business representative online, I manage business online. I feel the plight of businesses. So let me just speak in general. Number one, I think even though the government in River State are trying when it comes to construction and putting our roads in order, which is a kind of slowing business currently, I know at the long run it's going to be good. That's a good one. And that one again is power supply. It affects businesses, that it affects me too. If our telecommunication can help our network, not waiting for 2 hours to upload something that is not even up to 20 MB, and then you are waiting forever, and meanwhile your money is running, so you cannot account for it. Now, putting all these things together are expensive, so telecommunication should also endeavor to do something about it. Now, to the youth out there, because it's a collaborating thing, government should ensure that it is programmed to engage the youth. There are programs, because we are we're in a digital era now. We must say that the Twitter that have been banned have kind of, taken a lot of youth who rely on that platform a little bit backward. So if they can also look into technology and see how we can boost that. I learned that we have an Android phone that is produced in Nigeria now. Now that's a good one. If they can step it up a bit, I think it will help businesses as well. So for me, technology, if government can focus on it, I think we look forward to a brighter future for SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clement, for calling. All right, Mr. Remy, let's address what the previous caller, Chris, had mentioned. Is there any sensitization, again, of course, you're not in government, so you may not have all of the information as to what the government might be doing. But do you think perhaps the government can do better when it comes to sensitizing the people, business people, to know about these financial opportunities?
You see, I laugh when people, especially those who say they are in business, when they complain about not having enough information about some of these opportunities. I laugh because if they are serious with what they want to do or what they want to achieve, they have all the time in the world to access all of these opportunities. I've spoken a lot about young people, wasting their time on the internet, just going to Facebook, snapping themselves and posting on Facebook and on Instagram. When they have a lot of resources on the internet that they can access and become useful to themselves. As I speak with you, my sister, it is not possible for the government to go from state to state, community to local government to community, local government to local government, community to community, for the people to understand all of the programs they are running. It is not for you that need support to go online and search for opportunities. For example, the COVID-19 support program that happened during COVID that was sponsored by CBN, federal government through the CBN, people from across the country, not only the north, not only in the west, even from the south, from the southeast, they benefited. Even though I do not know the proportion and the number of people, but I know people that benefited from the southeast. So telling anybody that the they know who they want to give. It is not correct. It might have happened in the past, but I am telling you that that favoritism or whatever it is called has drastically reduced, because implementers of development programs have learned how to make their processes transparent and accountable. So if you are an entrepreneur, a budding entrepreneur, it is your responsibility to go online and look for how you can access grants. It is your responsibility to go online and learn who can support you, to learn, to search for programs where you can acquire new skills, and also participate in grant competitions like the one we do at Woomba Leadership Center. So for you to sit down in your home or in your school and wait for me to come to your community or to your school and hand down to you what we are doing, you are wasting your time. All of this information and resources are on the internet, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere, on LinkedIn. They are all over the place. But our people, unfortunately, are busy, chatting and I don't know, making fun on social media. That is the pity for them.
All right, let's take some more messages. We have roughly 4 minutes to wrap this conversation up. John Azubike says, needs more explanation on funding. Let's see, we should have more messages here. Eric says, challenges of youth enterprise, where there is no safety of life or property, no capital, no light, and the system appears to focus on the effects of secondary problems rather than the underlying causes of these problems. Those are some of the challenges we face. Kotima Nubari Jr. says, I have the paint production skill and cassava processing skill already. Government should give me a grant or loan without collateral. How about pure production? I've looked for a loan for a long time to start. Government should try in that regard. L.A. Khosrow Benjamin says, I'll need a government to at least provide steady power supply. All right, thank you very much for that. Let's see if we have any messages on WhatsApp. Dr. Joseph Obele says, the challenges of young entrepreneurs in Nigeria are controllable and they are also uncontrollable. External factors are uncontrollable. Internal factors are controllable, like lack of entrepreneurial skill, lack of feasibility study, lack of innovative and creative skill. External, it's like excessive cost of raw materials and lack of power supply. All right, let's see. Final message here says, I'm Fabian. All the government is doing is lying. Imagine the CAC registration. As soon as you submit your name for business name registration, they take your emitter. Everything ends. If you call the number, it rings and no one answers. The email addresses they provide do not connect. All right. Sadly, I apologize for your plight. Let's take a final caller and we'll wrap the conversation up. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I want to contribute.
Go ahead.
Just a question. I want to ask, in the global entrepreneurship economy, has any country ever succeeded without constant light that causes the businesses to go on? I just want to ask my brother on the studio online.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Did you hear his question, Mr. Remy?
Okay, I can respond now, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I didn't hear what the last person said, but let me just roll out a number of places they can search for these grant opportunities on the internet.
Okay,
I hope
sure.
I'm allowed to do that.
Go ahead.
Okay, very good. When I said it, it sounds as if I am, like I said before, I'm not representing any government level. I'm not in government as we speak, so I'm not speaking for any government. So the truth is that all of these are happening, but some people choose not to know that
Sadly, we're running out of time. So if you can, just reel them out, and then we'll wrap the conversation up.
They can go for Central Bank of Nigeria to go to cbn.gov.ng. Central Bank of Nigeria, cbn.gov.ng. For Bank of Industry, go to boi.ng. For Nisal Microfinance Bank, the one I talked about, which is the subsidiary of CBN, they are doing a lot. You can access up to 10 million naira under them. Go to NMFB. NMFB, that's Nisal Microfinance Bank. NMFB.com.ng. NMFB.com.ng. For Bank of Agric, go to boanig.com. Bank of Agric, boanig.com.
All right, Mr. Remy.
There are so many of these opportunities that are waiting for our people to come. Like I said before, every state has National Microfinance Bank. So let them look out for where those banks are, those microfinance banks are in their cities and working. They will have a lot of information to go home with.
Mr. Remy, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. We're out of time, sadly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. Time for the news update. Right after the conversation continues.